We'll see if our creation was a good idea. Okay. Turns out I have COVID. Productive is a loose term today. Anyways. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel for a weekend vlog. This is my last full day in Boerne. I'm still at my parents' house and I'm really looking forward to today because there's a chance my best friend Kaylee's might come over. Jacqueline's on her way, so we're all gonna get to hang out, pool, that type of stuff. I think tonight we're gonna have a pizza night. We're gonna try to grill pizza on the grill, which sounds like a ton of fun too, and maybe some board games. So really just good quality time. This morning I did a little bit of computer work, and also I brought my favorite pants home to Mom because somehow I got oil stains all over it, and I was like, Mom, can you help me save my favorite pants? So we're doing a little bit of a little science experiment to see if I can manage to save them. I actually have therapy in about 40 minutes. I do it virtually, but something I'm so excited about. Yesterday was my day off of filming, and my mom had a doctor's appointment in a cute little town called Fredericksburg. It's very much like a tourist town, but they have great antiques and things like that. So I went along with her to her appointment, and afterward we shopped around, and there's been an arts and craft project I've been dying to make. I saw one of Jordy's best friends do this, and she's just like, very cool. And I was like, I want to do this. And it's basically creating a tapestry to cover your TV. It's a tapestry. Here's a few examples. You see how this tapestry is basically hanging on a rod and it's over a TV, and you can remove it when you want to watch TV. Here's another example along with someone like removing it to watch TV. That looks harder because it's up high. And one last example, and I was trying to figure out what kind of vibe I liked, and I ended up finding these fabrics online, but like artists make them. So like you can buy these from an art gallery for like $5,000. And I was like, I wonder if I could find some really cool old reclaimed fabric eventually. My mom knows how to sew, and together we can try to like recreate something like that. So I found this fabric from the 1910s, and it's so cool. It's hand woven fabric. There's like seams down the middle, which I thought was really cool and textural. But look, someone's initials have been embroidered into it, which I thought was such cool like history. Who knows who HD was, but it also looks like someone started drawing their initials to maybe embroider theirs as well. And then they had just scraps of old vintage fabric, and they let me get these for like a couple bucks. So I got this blue, this kind of like taupey color, and then a looser knit. And so I figured we could like cut these into different squares and shapes and sew them on and make it the perfect size for my TV, and hopefully we'll end up looking something like this. Put it on a dowel, hang hooks on either side, and then I don't have that big black box staring at me. So I'm so excited to do this eventually. Mom and Dad are about to go out of town for a few weeks, so it's gonna be interesting to see when we can do that. But hopefully in the next month or so, it can be a little art project that we do together. It's time for me to get set up for therapy, and I use this room as my office whenever I'm home. It's technically Jacqueline's room whenever she's home, but the desk is over here. And so when I'm seated at the desk, this is the background, and so it works really well. But I have my therapy session, which is virtual, and I find myself looking really forward to it nowadays because I found a therapist that I really like. I had to switch a few times until I found one that I loved, but now I look forward to it a lot. So gonna hop on that, and I will catch up with y'all in like 30-45 minutes. Just wrapped up therapy, and it was really good. I know I mentioned in a vlog recently that I've had like a change in plans, and I'm taking a trip to go to LA, and I have not been back to LA since I left it super abruptly during the divorce. And so I didn't say bye to anybody. I didn't really like have that closure. So I'm going back to do all those things. And so we spent the whole session pretty much talking about how to healthily do that, what my goals are, how to find that closure and that resolve and that peace, when it's going to be important for me to do some of those things by myself and process them alone, but when it's important to bring like my friends there and Jordy and my family in on it to hold me accountable and ask me those questions to actually feel the feelings. And talking through all that was really helpful. But let's talk about therapy. Y'all might know this, but I started a lot of therapy probably about 1.5 years ago in LA. And then when I moved to Texas, I could not work with my same therapists because they were based out of California. And I struggled for a long time to find a therapist therapist. It's not easy to find one on your own. And so I ended up doing it online and I have loved it. I've been using BetterHelp for the last 3-ish months and now I'm getting to work with them as a partner. They're sponsoring this video, which is really cool because that's something that's really helped me get through the last 1.5 years is therapy. And to make it more accessible and affordable for people, I think is pretty necessary. And they make it incredibly accessible. They actually gave me a link too. If you want to get 10% off of your first month, you go to betterhelp.com/MichelJanse. I'll have it in the description as well. But I have loved how easy it is to schedule. I mentioned at the beginning of this vlog that I went through 3 therapists until I found one that really stuck and clicked for me. And I think that's normal. Therapists are people. We are people. We have to communicate in a way that we get each other. You go online and you kind of like say what you're looking for. Also like, I prefer male, female, I prefer faith-based or not, all these types of things. And they match you with a therapist in less than 48 hours. For me, it was like same day. They have over 20,000 therapists online. And so you have access to some that you might not otherwise be able to meet with in your immediate area. And something else that I super appreciate is that each week I go in and I schedule my time slot for the next week. When I was doing other therapy back in California, it was the same time every single week. And my job fluctuates so much that I would stress out about missing a session. So with BetterHelp, I can go on and choose the actual virtual video call session each week, depending on how my schedule looks. And I can also chat if I have a really quick question. I have unlimited access to chat with my therapist. Over 3 million people have used BetterHelp, which makes me really excited. And so if that's something you're looking for, and if it's like, I want to try a couple therapists until I see which one fits, this is the way I recommend doing it. I also prefer the length of the sessions through BetterHelp because they're 30-45 minutes. So thank you to BetterHelp for partnering with me on this video. I'll have that link down below for 10% off of your first month if you want to try it out. And I just heard the garage door open, so I think Jacqueline just got here. So I'm gonna go say hi to her and we can all hang out. How's that sound?
Hi friends. So Michel told us hijack the vlog. So it's pizza making time. I really don't know the technique for this. This is why I'm made to just be an accountant.
An accountant makes pizza.
This is the spread of ingredients. Very beautiful, very colorful. This is way more color than I probably eat in a day, which is good for me. So I am making one for myself, one for Mark, but honestly really don't know what Mark wants. Nobody really likes veggies and meat, so
Make them a half and half.
that's true. That's probably a safe option. Michel asked for like 60 seconds of footage maybe, and I think we're probably at like 15 minutes. It'll be like a quick little montage of us like...
With the music playing.
Yeah, just like giggling.
Finished my work for the day. It's officially the weekend. We got on our swimsuits and we're gonna make little like summertime tea, kind of mocktails, but I need basil from the garden, so I'm gonna go pick some. And I was like, I'll take the vlog along. That's fun for us to all do together. Hello, cute little bee. Do y'all remember when I almost got a bee tattoo? I was supposed to get it the week I left LA also. Cause sweet like honey. I'm gonna get basil away from the bees so I don't disturb them. And just a few leaves. Okay, so this is very simple. This is an elevated version of a drink my mom and I do all the time. I think mom deserves credit, but she just makes like a big pitcher of green tea. You've probably seen this on my vlog before. Oh, it'd be cool if I tartan that. And you do like 60-70% green tea, grapefruit juice. I am such a grapefruit girl. I did recently learn though that apparently grapefruit can affect effectiveness of some medication. So if you're a grapefruit girly like me, check with your doctor. And then just some sparkling mineral water to give it a little bit of fizz. And a basil leaf. I had a lot of people lately, I think it's a lot of pregnant moms be like, hey, I see you drink mocktails all the time, so can you start incorporating them on your channel? This one, I don't know, do we count it? It's more of a tea tail. We'll see if our creation was a good idea.
Okay. So this will go make one.
Oh,
Is it good?
yeah.
I'm gonna get some basil.
It's perfect for a pool day. Cheers, let's have a pool day. it's quite a few hours later, and I started feeling really bad out of nowhere and took a little COVID test at home, and it was negative, but was not feeling good, and I got a fever up to 101.1. And Sweet Jordy actually found a urgent care that can come to you, and he was like, look at this, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I did a flu test, COVID test, I did a strep throat swab, all sorts of blood work because they're worried about my lupus, my asthma. Turns out I have COVID. And the super ironic thing, this is actually crazy. A year ago today, August 18th, 2021, I tested positive for COVID. That was the beginning of the end for me in LA because y'all probably already know the story, but that's what kind of made my marriage fall apart. He didn't want to be near me, so he got a hotel. The hotel wasn't alone. Took a trip up to, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. It was the beginning of the end. So I'm trying to stay out of my family's hair. I'm now going to just be quarantining in this room. I have this. I'll probably go back to Austin tomorrow to stay out of their hair and just quarantine alone, but trying to figure out how to cancel my Washington trip. It's a bummer. It's a bummer mostly because some of the things aren't refundable. And I was really looking forward to it. But the good news is LA should still happen because that is in 10 days. And my doctor said quarantine's 5 days. So I'm going to, of course, test. And I'm not going to go unless I'm testing negative and it's been 10 days. But at least I still get to do LA. I'm just a little bummed to cancel my solo trip. Maybe I'll reschedule it. We will see. I am feeling pretty rough all of a sudden. Very fevery, intense headache. It just like hit me like a train. Hi, it's the next day. Made my way back to my own little quarantine bubble to keep everyone safe. Also, I was like, it's way better to be in my, like, have my whole apartment than just basically be confined to a bedroom, even though it's lonelier and I can't yell through the doorway to mom and dad. It's actually kind of nice because it is pouring today. As you know, in LA, it would rain like, feels like 3 days a year. It really hasn't rained in Texas since moving back, and there's gonna be rain this whole next week, so it's like, if there's 1 week to be quarantined and stuck inside, at least it's a rainy week and it kind of like fits the vibe, fits the mood. Mom and dad have helped me start to try to make the I'll show you, actually. Sorry, can you tell that my brain is mush? I feel like my brain is absolute mush. My fever was really high all through the night and all today, but I've taken Tylenol and my fever broke, which is great, but I kind of feel like my brain baked in my head a little bit. So my dad got this dowel from Home Depot, and my mom sewed the fabric that we found around the dowel, and these scraps are not sewed yet. I was just kind of like feeling out how it would look, so I laid the scraps down, but I made sure to keep the initials within the allotted fabric. There's fabric left over. It's actually quite a bit left over, so I could maybe even do another fun project with this vintage fabric down the line, but we made sure to salvage that. And I can't decide if I want to try to find a warm strip of fabric because my den is warm. Actually, this blue is kind of also in the border of this rug, so maybe it's fine. It's going to be a quarantine project of mine to learn how to hand sew because that fabric is so thick that mom said she didn't even think that I'd be able to sew through both those on the thick canvas because it's almost like denim thickness, the canvas. So I'm gonna learn how to hand sew probably in the next vlog. Oh my gosh, it's just pouring hard. Had groceries delivered. I just now realized I can't hear out of this ear. I think I blew my nose too hard. Something very sweet is I have sushi delivered, courtesy of Jordy, my favorite food in the whole wide world. And this is like a fatty salmon belly. They call it salmon toro, which I thought toro was tuna, but maybe toro just means fatty. Who knows? I don't know. Lots to still learn. So I am gonna eat sushi tonight, and I am starting, I know I mentioned this in a recent vlog, of watching new YouTubers just to see what's up in the YouTube world. So currently just watched some of Renee Amberg's, and now I'm watching Claudia Skrr. I'd never heard of her until today, but she's dating Phineas, who's Billie Eilish's brother. So it's kind of interesting to see. She's like talking about him like being on tour and stuff, and I'm like, this is interesting. It's interesting to see this world. That's my night.
Good morning. I still can't hear out of this ear, and I don't realize it until I try to speak. I just slept 11 and a half hours, and the only reason I got up is because I realized Max probably really had to potty. But I'm gonna do a little bit of computer work and hang out with you guys and maybe nap again later. But my mom sent me home with something fun. This really good oat milk creamer that's cinnamon roll flavor, and I've only tried it in coffee. But I was thinking, what if I mixed it in with oat milk in my little frother and had a cinnamon roll latte? I think we should try it, and I'm so thankful that I still have my taste. Knock on wood that I don't lose that. Here goes the espresso, and the milk is frothing and heating. I think this is gonna be a good idea. Something about that combo didn't really froth well, but the fact it's warm makes it smell even more like cinnamon rolls and less like just cinnamon. So here goes the first sip. Thank you for that sock, bud. It is very good. I would do more next time. I would probably do double the amount, or I'm losing my taste. No, I hope not. Can we take a minute for the fact that the last vlog that I was at my parents' house, I literally have a clip, I wonder if we could roll it, of me being like, every time I come home, I get sick. I was feeling fine at that moment. And then I just spoke that into existence.
There's something about being home where I can feel a change in myself immediately. It's like, I think my guards go down too much, and I always start to feel sick. Hoping that doesn't happen this time.
Anyways,
My sweet, I call him my big brother, Janse, who's my neighbor, dropped me off a matcha, matcha latte from Noble Joe. He just set it on my patio and then like walked really far away. And yesterday, something that made me feel a lot more put together was just doing a slight bit of makeup, even though I was literally gonna see no one, but you know, showing up online and things, it made me just feel more like ready to do things. And it's literally 5 steps the days that I don't want to do. Wait, let me think of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's a 6-step, very quick little makeup routine that I do when I don't want to do my full face of makeup. I'm not counting the sunscreen because I count that as more skincare than makeup, but I'm gonna show you what it is. Step 1, tinted moisturizer, and I just do this with my fingers like I'm putting on lotion or sunscreen. Step 2, I need to get a new concealer because this one keeps exploding in my makeup bag, but concealer just under my eyes, on the tip of my nose where my staph infection little spot never healed, and then on the couple spots on my chin, and I just blend that out with a beauty blender that I like to mist with some rose water to like dampen it. On the days that I don't do eyeshadow too, I sometimes carry that up onto my eyelid just to make the like veins and redness be less noticeable. Step 3, this is something new to my routine and now I like can't go without it because it makes such a difference. This is the Solar Paint from Glossier, and it is a bronzer, but it's a cream bronzer, so it is shimmery, and I really feel like it kind of takes place of bronzer, highlighter, and blush, and it just gives your skin so much more dimension. And so I just kind of do this and then blend it with my fingers, and immediately you look like you have so much more life to you. Sometimes I'll carry it up onto my forehead too, where sun actually hits. Step 4 is just quickly and lightly filling in my brows. All the text has been rubbed off. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil. Could not tell you what shade it is, but just lightly filling it in. I've noticed if I fill in the ends first and then come back to the front, it ends up looking so much more natural because then I don't overfill the front of them. Step 5 is just a light coat of mascara. My favorite is still definitely this Merit mascara right now in Perfect Black. It's super lengthening. It does dry out pretty quickly though. That is my only complaint. I feel like the lifespan of this tube of mascara is like half the lifespan of my other ones. Step 6, should we even count it? We could just call it the 5-step routine because it's not even really a lip color. It's just some sort of sheer gloss. I'm gonna do this lip sleeping mask, but I use the Glossier Balm.com several times a day, every day, and like the sheer rose scented option. And it's almost kind of a no makeup look, but like bronzy, summery, lashy. And I slept with my hair in a braid last night, so that's the result of that. But I do feel a little more put together. And that takes approximately 120 seconds. Like I can do all that in less than 2 minutes. It's now 4 p.m. and I have just been on my computer going back and forth between being productive and being incredibly unproductive. And it kind of feels nice to do both. I will say that the Align leggings and tank from Lululemon are officially the sponsor of quarantine because they are so comfortable, but also I want to wear pants because I randomly get chilled. But there's a couple things that I want to clean. I want to hand wash this fabric for the tapestry we're gonna make in the next vlog. The lady told me that it is safe to wash and like even machine wash and hang dry, but I want to hand wash just to be extra safe. My makeup brushes, things like that. I want to do a little bit of like physical something. So I also think I want to do this in the bathtub because it would be really satisfying if we can visibly see the dirt that comes off of it. So that being said, let's cue a little productive montage of getting a few things clean that I haven't cleaned. I haven't cleaned my makeup brushes in a long time. Excited for tomorrow's vlog for me, next vlog for you, to hang out and make lemon bars and learn to sew. And I was just thinking, like, I'm so thankful for this job because I'm gonna feel immensely less alone this next week, having an excuse to hang out with y'all and like an excuse to think of fun things to do. I think it's gonna be really good for me and my mental health to talking to y'all and doing activities and all that kind of stuff. Every time I talk, that's when I realize how clogged my ears are and it makes my eyes water. Ugh. Speaking of mental health, thanks again to BetterHelp for partnering with me on this video. I'm actually very looking forward to my therapy session this next week because I think it will be good connection and communication during a week alone. And I've been messaging back and forth with her too about quarantine and all that kind of stuff, my change of plans, and that's been helpful. So I'll have that link down below again, betterhelp.com/MichelJanse for 10% off your first month. If you've been looking for a way to try therapy, I've found this to be the easiest thing for me. So I love y'all. I'm gonna go to bed real early tonight. I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I'll see you in another vlog very soon. Bye.
So give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Baby, give me a sign. Just give me one more talking to you. And here we go again. Staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here?